Hello, welcome to IMHO. I am Darby Lynn Cartwright, and today I am joined by a guest that some would say does drag. Please welcome Ari Gato. Ari, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, specifically because you are here.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I'm just a big fan, ma'am. You burst onto the scene and then you said, I'm not going to slow down because of your youth, I assume. And now you're just living the life. For those of you who don't know who Ari is, Ari, can you give us a little background on who you are, what your craft is like, why it's so much like mine?
Well, I was going to say that I'm a star, but that doesn't really match up with the both of ours. My name is Ariana El Gato, but you can call me Ari Gato. I started drag about 2.5 years ago, and yeah, I just kind of hit the ground running. I don't know what to say. What do people say in these things?
So most people, like Alexis would say, I do Darby's hair, I don't have an identity outside of that. So it's just stuff that they really identify with. You, actually, we met early on.
We've known each other for a long time.
A long time, yes. And well, it's because we were both born in the late 90s. And so, don't do the math on that. I was in a Christmas show and you were dating the person who wrote it and was in it.
We both made choices.
Yeah.
And that's how we met.
And we rose above those choices. And I stayed just above the choices, but you really took off, and I appreciate that.
You know what? I skyrocketed, and I had to.
We're in quarantine. We are in the Chicago drag scene where there is a movement. How have you been? What are you working on? You were in the middle of everything. Tell us about it.
Oh, I have been trying to do my part, right? Because Chicago Black Drag Council started as mostly the Black Girl Magic cast in town. So I'm a regular performer in Black Girl Magic by the Vixen. So it kind of was born out of our group chat with, the addition of Tati. We just kind of started talking about what we wanted to do in restorative justice. And so I'm trying to take my part in the council and making sure that our voices are heard in town and that we are protected and respected in the same way that non-Black and non-POC performers in the city are. So I've been working with them and we're really making incredible strides, and I love working with them. They're all incredible. But other than that, just protesting, sharing things, and really honestly enjoying a break from drag. I know I look incredible.
But
I was
doing well. Go ahead.
I know I look incredible, but I was getting in drag today for the first time and having to relearn my whole face because it's a process. And I've been enjoying the break so much that I haven't put pressure on myself to keep it up. But reading a lot, drawing a lot, tweeting a lot. It's truly an incredible experience here at the Gato household.
Completely growing as a performer. Of course, I've done, IMHO, so I've shot from the tits up. But today I did a photo shoot and I had to wear a body. And I haven't worn a body since early March.
Yeah,
and
you're mostly just dismembered arms and legs until a photo shoot happens.
Exactly. And so I put on my body all wrong, completely forgot what order I put everything on. That's weird. My body now has a shelf and then a weird break and then a butt. What's that about? But you know what? No one's gonna see the back in a photo shoot. So I left it. That's how you do it,
That's
ladies.
Called professionalism.
That's professionalism.
That's called drag.
What we're gonna do is we are going to walk through the latest episode of All Stars. I assume you've heard of Drag Race, correct?
Only vaguely from time to time when I'm around gay people.
Just every now and then,
not often.
A gay person wanders in, mentions the fact that RuPaul is still around, and you go, oh, cool, I'll watch VH1.
Oh, cool. I remember her from the 90s.
Yeah, good times. Before we jump into the episode, All Stars, who are you cheering on, and why is it Shea Coulee?
Well, okay, I was going to say the only answer that is credible is Shea Coulee. Shea Coulee is the mother. Shea Coulee is the winner.
It's not just credible, it's the only answer that we will accept. So I appreciate that.
I mean, if I had said anything else, I would have been beheaded on the spot by myself.
Yeah.
I have a guillotine ready in case I said Alexis.
Honestly.
Though, Alexis is the tea. The tea!
Alexis Mateo is perfect television.
Absolutely.
This episode, well, we'll get into it, but I'm glad we're on the same page. So we'll just jump into this episode. We start with India went home. It was honestly a shock, Ari, because she had been in the bottom for 4 weeks in a row. And I just feel like, who saw this coming? Not me.
I really was like, I thought for sure she had a chance to stick around to the end.
Well, to get the crown.
Because we've seen it happen before, right? We've seen Roxxxy make it all the way, to the end without ever being in the top.
Thank you so much for bringing that up. And we will talk about Roxxxy a little more later in the episode, but I will say, someone did say, like, isn't Roxxxy Andrews drag royalty? Yes, I agree with you.
Hands down.
Hands down. However, Drag Race, the show, wasn't her vehicle. She took the fame she got from the show, and we're all gagging for her. But on the show, not so much. India, on the show, not great. Off the show, not great.
An incredible performer.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me just get my notes together.
Get the notes. Check the notes. I think you misread something. A lot of queens are amazing at drag, but just something about the Drag Race experience, just like completely, you're like, oh, this wasn't what you thought, what I thought. I mean, I had the same thought. I mean, no, just kidding. I'm not going to talk about them. But, it happens all the time. And it's an interesting dynamic because I love certain queens and offline, off the air. And then when I watch the show, I'm like, oh, shit.
Well, that's really kind of... Are you getting that vibe from Cracker? Because I'm kind of getting that vibe from Cracker. Right? Yeah.
I've been having this confusing, and I feel like probably she's having this confusing identity crisis where, like, off the show, she's this incredibly funny, comedy queen, top tier comedy. And then when she gets on the show, she's just like, I'm depressed. And, like, I get it. Like, I totally get it.
I'm sorry. I was going through a tunnel, so I missed that. Can you repeat that? She was going like what?
She was going like, I'm depressed.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
Just little bass vocals for you. I'm a vocalist. I'm a recording artist. That's what I just said in my intro.
We're very aware. Thank you.
Even her style is, she takes it so seriously sometimes on the main stage, and I'm like, no, but your whole shtick is that you're fun and you're campy. So I just get confused, and I think that she gets confused as well. Love her, but
girl, same. I'm a huge Cracker fan, and I was so excited.
I could tell that about you.
Thank you. As soon as she was announced on the cast, I was like, great, let's take her to the end. She is top 3 for sure. And then I see the show, and I know editing is a thing. I mean, I've watched television before, but like even I've watched my phone on the toilet. Sorry, let me put it into terms you understand. She's just kind of fading away. Like, I don't think Drag Race, it gave her the name, thank God. It gave her the recognition and brought her to the forefront. Right. But I just don't know that the show is her thing.
No, and even on the first try, she was struggling. Yeah. She struggled.
Yeah.
And so, like, to see her come back, I was really hopeful that, like, because even her looks in her photo shoots offline, like, between and the break, incredible, stellar fashions. I was, like, hopeful that this would really give her the boost that she needed. And I just feel like we're all kind of looking at her like,
yeah, we're reliving her season. Another kind of moment was when they came back from the runway and everyone's talking to Alexis, like, how are you feeling now that India's gone? How do you feel after all the India drama? Alexis is like, I'm embarrassed and hurt. And then in her talking head, she's like, I have to win or everyone's gonna vote to send me home. Did she already watch this episode? Did she?
Foresight, mama. Foresight. Foresight, mama.
That Mercado, it rubbed off. She understood immediately what was gonna happen. Have you watched the documentary, by the way? Have you seen the documentary?
I have not. But I also, like, I am Hispanic, so, like, I know who Walter Mercado is.
Yes.
Okay? I know.
I only knew Walter Mercado from the Vicki Lawrence infomercials. So when the documentary came out, I was like, oh, yeah, no, I remember those commercials. Girl, that documentary...
Life-changing?
Life-changing.
Incredible?
Incredible. It made me so happy to see someone who so fully believed in what they do. As someone who doesn't believe in anything that she does, I was happy to see that other people are different.
Someone has that drive out there.
Someone
it will never be you.
No.
But somebody has to have it.
I'll
Their
be
name is
40 in 4 years. I have no drive. Truly, just trying to survive. Okay, we go to the next day. One of my favorite moments is Juju B saying, "Oh my God, I'm in the top 5. Oh wait, I've done this twice before." And I was like, ugh. Now, you are, what's the correct term? Young. You're very young.
You could have said gorgeous and it would have been the same thing. But yes.
But I wouldn't. So you were very young and beautiful, you stunning model. Did you watch Drag Race like when Juju was on, or is Juju more of a newer person to you?
It's weird. So when I got into drag 2.5 years ago, all I did was I binged all of it, like back to back, row to row. I watched every season. And so it was funny because I was seeing things that people had seen almost 10 years ago for the first time. And I remember it was so funny. I went to Sidetrack and I saw Dita there, and I had just finished season 4. And I was like, oh my God.
Was it wild?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, Dita Ritz. I was like, hi, I'm a big fan. And she was so gracious and lovely because she's Dita. And it was like, I hadn't even started doing drag yet. I was just like in awe of her because I had just seen it. So like, all of the seasons are pretty fresh in my mind because it's been like, it happened all at me at the same time.
So Juju comes on your screen and you're like, I just watched you 2 weeks ago in my bathtub.
2 weeks ago.
Of
literally
course.
Soaking in the tub.
Then we go to the mirror. We see that India has left a message. She has reiterated her insane 4-H statement. Honest. And the other ones. You are writing on the mirror. You have just been voted off. What H would you leave on the mirror? Because India has created something that I promise you will not catch on. So when you're on TV, you're gonna have to call back to it.
Definitely the H word that I would leave, especially after being in that space with no real contact with outside people, would be horny. I'm thinking that's the H word.
Man, I don't want to rock your world. I was gonna say the same thing. I'm a basic horny lady. Either that or horticulture, because I do believe in the future of plants. I mean, not that one. This one above me it's gone. But gone. The future of other plants, I appreciate it. Cracker said, they asked Cracker how she's doing, and Cracker's like, I'm just gonna shut up because everyone's gonna be voting for the top 4 at the end of this, so I don't want to and I was like, there we go. There's the fall apart Cracker that we've gotten so used to.
It's sad to see. It's sad to see because she is such a smart person and such a smart drag queen, and marketing and branding, especially off the show, is incredible. But yeah, every time she just kind of gives up. It's sad.
It's sad, but it's also like, I kind of recognize that in myself. That if I ever got on that show, I can't be too hard on people I see on the show because I'm like, girl, you'd be crying under the table too. Like, don't even. One thing that makes me that makes me laugh so much about Cracker is that, you know how on Facebook, sorry, your generation doesn't understand. You know how your parents on Facebook, they will favorite someone, and so their posts, they get like sent to the top of their timeline. Somehow Cracker had accidentally favorited me before she was on TV, so she still was making friends with me. So for about a year, anytime I posted or did anything, she'd get a notification on her phone that I was doing something. So she had just she wrote a Facebook status one day and was like, I finally figured out how to stop seeing this girl's posts. And I was like, I'll take it.
Tell me the secret, Cracker. How do I stop seeing Dixie? Honestly, I've been saying it all day. I'm surprised I slipped up because I've been like, Darby Land. I've added my Texas accent in there. I'm like, Darby Land.
Oh, where in Texas are you from?
H-Town. Just kidding. I'm from the greater Houston area, so somewhere distant.
Near H-Town.
Close enough to where I'll claim it. It's a small town in Texas called Texas City, Texas, which sounds as awful as it is.
That sounds like the name of a town from a WB show. where they're like, we have to come up with
exactly.
the name of a city in Texas. How about Texas City?
It's the Smallville of Texas. That's what it is.
You went to high school with Superman? That's so weird.
Mama, I am Clark Kent. Have you ever seen me and Superman in the same room?
No.
No. So,
and we never will.
watch out.
We find out the Maxi Challenge. Because there are no mini challenges on All Stars for some reason. Because they're like, we've got 90 minutes to fill. We are not going to fill it with
we don't have the time.
Our FabFitFun boxes. We don't have time.
Honestly, thank goodness.
Has there ever been a max or a mini challenge that's really like changed the way you felt about a contestant? No.
Never once.
Never once. And never will be.
Well, I mean, that took away all of Jackie Cox's wins, though. If you take out the mini challenges. Darby?
Ma'am.
Darby, are you there?
Now we're a Jackie Cox family here.
Oh, we love Miss Cox.
We love Miss Cox. Can I tell you something really insanely nice that she just offered? Okay. So, we find out the Maxi Challenge is a Charles family backyard ball. So RuPaul's gonna call in her two sisters, and they're just gonna sit on stage in t-shirts.
You can tell that they really they cared so much about these challenges this season. They really, they thought so much about, how do we highlight these girls' skills? Because we have such a talented cast this season. How do we showcase them in the best way possible for the most entertaining television? And they said, you know what? Backyard barbecue.
And then they were going to have to create a high fashion look, which finally we get to see their sewing skills on All Stars.
Or lack thereof. Absolutely.
Exactly. Or using a hot glue gun and Shea Coulee's knowledge to create a very basic dress that I would wear, honestly.
You would wear.
You did not have to confirm that. They find out they're going to have to go get materials from the backyard set that's on the runway. So they go do that, and we don't see that. They don't film them looking for items. They just film them walking back with items. And Shea says, well, that was a successful backyard shopping trip. Did they run out of time? That would have been fun to watch.
Yeah,
I want to see Shea Coulee like wrestle a piece of fabric out of Cracker's hand. Like, what was that? Cracker says that she feels very ready for this challenge because as a child, she would go to museums with her mom, and then her mom would say, let's go home and recreate these cultural costumes out of garbage, which if that's not America, I don't know what is.
That's the American dream.
It is the American reality. What's a weird family activity that you had growing up? Did you have like a trash costume moment?
I think my weird family thing was that we just didn't speak to each other. So it's so, we just didn't speak. Like, we just kind of all went our separate ways. We all had separate lives. It's not sad, it's just real, So I haven't spoken to my father since 1996. So it's...
Same bitch.
Oh, we would always go, oh my God. So my mom is a big book fan, and we would go to this store called Borders. I don't know if you remember her.
She was my high school hangout. Where are you going tonight? It's Saturday night. We're going to Borders.
We're going to Borders. Absolutely. Yeah. It was the only thing that held our feeble family together was like, let's go to Borders and read in separate corners of Borders so that we can connect. Every weekend, we wouldn't force. We would be very happy to go out to Borders and read, and then all develop complexes and obsessions with books. I now have an overflowing bookcase in the corner that is not pictured, but it's all because of that. Is the only thing that held us together. Borders, the light, the faint girl put your records on playing in the background.
Ari, you have such a big personality though. Where did that come from? Is it because every conversation you had has lived inside of you for so long?
It's all in here, Mama.
It's right
Why do you
there.
think it was so easy to create another persona? It was because there was already one in here.
I started therapy with a new therapist a couple weeks ago.
Thank God.
Finally.
I was going to say you needed
Finally. I said, you know what? I'm in my mid-30s. It's about time to figure out why I'm afraid of television.
Mid-30s?
okay. She was like, but your family, like, do you talk about important things? And I was like, yeah. No, we don't.
No.
No, we don't. The best thing to come out of this moment is seeing Shea Coulee step up and help everyone with their costumes. I actually wrote, Shea helps everyone with their costumes, and then in all caps I wrote, crown her already.
I mean, that is what we need. Shea and I actually went to the same college, which I will not name because they will not claim me. And 2 years ago when Vixen was on Drag Race season 10,
yeah,
when she had the big Black Girl Magic at Smart Bar Metro, Shea was performing and she was doing this big Beyonce number. And I saw her tweet that she needed background dancers, and I was like, oh, I have a Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree in musical theater performance. I have a dance background. I can dance for Shea Coulee. Mm-hmm. So I messaged her, I got in her DMs. She was like, send resumes and headshots so that I can assess if you could be my background dancer. And I was like, absolutely. And she emailed back and was like, hey, we have the same teachers from our school. I would love to come and see you dance and all this stuff. We had the same dance teachers. So it was like, oh, I've got this in the bag, mama. We already know. And so then come to this little dance rehearsal. We're rehearsing the number. I am doing my best. It is not good enough. And I walk out of there and I was like, you know what? She's definitely, I can't wait for the show. I hope that it's gonna go over well. And we were supposed to meet again the next Friday or something, right before the show. And I messaged her because it was reaching the day of, and I was like, hey girl, haven't heard from you. Just wanted to make sure that the costuming was what it was and checking in, generally checking in. And she responded and she said, I'm so sorry. My people were supposed to talk to you. We actually had to cut you due to spacing. We already had the numbers, and having a sixth person would just not frame me. And I was like, fair. Absolutely fair.
Ari.
So it was this huge moment where I thought, I'm gonna make my Black Girl Magic debut. I am gonna be dancing. I dropped out of college, out of Juilliard.
Wow.
Had to name drop it.
Finally, you had to get the name out there.
I was cut. I was a cut dancer in a chorus line. Mama, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mama, okay. It feels good to hear, and I'll tell you why. I'm not a good person. But, on the empathetic side, yikes.
Right?
Did you go to the show?
Oh, of course. I went, I cried. I was living my best life, and it was incredible, but it was also that should be me. Should be me. I should be up there. The good thing that came out of it, though, is that I still have Shea Coulee's phone number, and it's saved in my phone as Shady Coulee.
Shea Coulee was my first show in drag. My first me being stupid in a musical show, me actually just performing in a show was #Days with Shea. Of course it was, because Shea Coulee fucking loves Chicago, and she fights for Chicago. She just doesn't fight for you.
For you.
No, I love that story. That is because
You love that story.
Well,
I hate it.
Ari, your name in Chicago drag is huge, and Shea knows who you are. And when Shea hears the fact that she kind of dropped you, she's gonna be like, fuck.
We're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a kiki at Maison Coulee.
Drinking your Shea Coulee, which by the way, Maison Coulee is a block north of me. So I will happily stand outside and wait to hear the laughter to all of my jokes.
It's a little creepy.
We find out India left letters, but not for everyone, because that would have taken 3 minutes. So instead, she left letters for Blair, Shea, and Alexis. Now, Alexis says she doesn't want her letter. Juju does want her letter. Juju doesn't have a letter. So Juju spends a good amount of time looking for a letter, because she's sure that she was left a letter.
Well, right. Why would she be the only one without a letter?
Cracker too,
Her
but
and-
remember, Cracker's trying to stay under the radar. She doesn't want anyone to know
Right.
that she's still in the game. But yeah, it is weird. There's only 5 people. You could have written
Why
a
not write
quick
the other
note.
2 letters?
Yeah. The letters aren't real letters. They're literally sentences. So maybe she was like in security in the airport and she was, who knows? Alexis' letter, we finally hear it. Her letter is just very vague. I still love you. Did you catch up on all the drama? Do you know who was lying and who wasn't?
I haven't caught up necessarily. I have my own assumptions, of course. Like, I just feel like
Spill it.
if it happened, if Alexis campaigned against Shea Coulee, first of all, that would be terrible. But also, they would show that footage. They would absolutely be like, here's the playback where she did do that. I think it was like, as Alexis was saying, I mean, I do have a soft spot for Alexis, so like, it's not coming from that, but also, yes. If India heard anything like that, it was probably just like Alexis mentioning that she voted for Shea and India twisting that into this thing. I think Alexis was right in saying that it was a desperate moment for India to stay. I mean, she was clinging on for dear life in the competition.
So it has come out in an interview. India did say that she didn't ask her before she voted. It was after she voted. She said, I voted for Shea, did you vote for Shea? And India took that moment and she flipped it. Now here's my deal. Alexis Mateo was a top 3 for me. I think Alexis Mateo she's just one of those drag queens that is not only Drag Race royalty, but every time you see her, she's at the top of her game. Her
Period.
drag is tops. And
she's doing drag.
Drag,
Like,
mama. Solid drag. Not just solid drag, she's solid TV.
Period.
And so I think Shea Coulee, Shea's a brilliant drag queen, and she's great at understanding what audiences want to see because we want to see everything she does. I don't think it's surprising that she believed Alexis. But on the other hand, she still voted against Shea. She still wanted Shea to go home.
Yeah.
She still asked India later, like, hey, did you send Shea home?
Shea home?
Because we tried to send Shea home. Did she campaign?
No.
But would she have been happy with the campaign against Shea? Yeah. But in the end, we love Alexis Mateo.
Stan.
I completely believe, as far as the TV show is concerned, she would serve the show better than Blair St Claire, but we'll just keep moving on. Let's see. So we find out that Rue came to the room and said, I'm gonna make everyone cry. So she walked in the workroom, says, everyone's sewing, that's weird. I should see tears. So she goes to Shea. First of all, Shea in that black sweatshirt with the like tassel.
Shea, I'm knocking headphones out.
She's never looked better.
In the workroom, incredible.
Her skin, her beauty, her teeth, her eyes. She leaned into the opportunity that Drag Race gave her because she came out of it not only a better drag queen, but just like in herself.
Yes.
She's so confident and she's so beautiful. I can't. Anyway, so she goes to gorgeous Shea.
Gorgeous.
And Shea shares the fact that her father passed the week before her season 9 announcement, which is devastating.
Yes.
Add on top of that, her older sister dies a month later.
To the day, I crushed.
Everyone in Chicago has like a Shea Coulee story. We all have a moment where we're like, we realized Shea Coulee was going to take over the world at this moment. But this was the moment that the world was really going to see her. And to lose 2 of your biggest cheerleaders, I want the world for her. That was really tough to watch. Honestly.
Seriously. And yeah, I couldn't imagine being in that position, like knowing that your entire world is going to change and you have to do it without 2 of the people that you love the most, who supported you the most. It's incredibly heartbreaking. And if Shea needs me to do anything, like dance behind her in a number...
well, she's made it clear that she doesn't. She's actually made it clear that she does not need you specifically.
I mean, yeah, but that was like years ago. So like, maybe she needs someone else, a 5th member to the House of Coulee. Then I will be there
from your alma mater, from my Juilliard.
Hook 'em. I don't know what they do at Juilliard, but I imagine
They hook them.
They hook 'em.
You're absolutely correct. They hook them. They're the salmon. Then we go to Juju because Juju hasn't cried yet, so
Right.
it's time. We find out that Juju is in fact sober. She doesn't like who she was when she was drinking, and Rue is also sober because she does yoga 4 times a day,
Namaste.
starting at 5 a.m. Juju is she's such a part of the Drag Race tapestry. She's such a huge part of the history of it that everyone has a favorite Juju moment. So to see Juju really open herself up in that way, it meant the world. I was just stuck to my Samsung Galaxy
on the toilet.
TV.
No, I loved it. I think that we got to see another side to Juju. We always get the funny, the quips, the blah, blah, blah. But she really came in and showed us her heart, which is like, they went and were like, I'm going to make our top 2 cry. So let's go ahead and talk to Shay and talk to Juju so we can get the audience in America behind them.
Thank you for saying our top 2, because that's what I wanted to say, but I was like, no, that's disrespectful to...
No, be loud and
Blair.
proud.
Yeah, no, there are top 2. There are clear top 2. If there was ever a moment for a double win, this is the moment for a double win. So anyway, so we go to the next day. It's Elimination Day. Someone's ready to go home. And by someone, I mean Alexis. So Alexis goes up to Shay. Hey, we're friends, remember? We're friends. Let me ask you about your outfit. Your outfit's really cool. What are you doing with your outfit? Remember that I asked you about this. Remember that I love your outfit.
Girl.
Yeah.
She said, let me put a little bug in. Let me just remind you. Hey girl, don't forget about me, the lipstick. Mama, if you have some white out, just kind of...
Cracker asks, who's everyone gonna vote for? Juju said she's gonna vote with her heart. And then they immediately cut away and Juju explains that she doesn't know what that means.
Incredible.
Incredible.
That's television. That's reality television. Mama, she's playing the games. She's playing with the optics. Mama, she is going full throttle.
Someone said on Twitter, I don't remember who said it, but someone said, Shea Coulee is winning Drag Race the competition. Juju B is winning Drag Race the TV show. And I have to agree, Juju is perfect on television.
Yeah.
Put her on every season. Don't ever let her win.
No.
Ever. But keep her thirsty. Keep her ready. She's so funny.
Funny. So quick with it, girl. Yes, I love her.
And beautiful. And that's what I have.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry, I think I misheard.
How would you vote on the show? Would you vote via track record, or would you vote via I need to get the competition out?
It's easy to say as someone who's not in it, obviously, but I feel like, obviously, as 2 people who are not
we're not in yes. We're on YouTube, though.
Well,
as Shan said, broadcasters though.
Here we go. You know what? No, I think that I would definitely vote probably based on track record at this point in the competition. Track record wise, I would say, I mean, in this instance, that I would probably vote track record Blair.
I think we can look at past seasons of All Stars and how we receive them. I think Trixie is a great example that
I'm listening.
Shangela, Bendela, there are queens that deserved it so clearly and deserved so much more. Would you want to wear the crown if there's a big question mark on top of it? And I think Shea Coulee sending India home and not Alexis was a part of that smart strategy.
Yep.
Of I'm going to win because I'm the best. I'm not going to win because I did some sort of weird reality TV show game.
Right. Today. Yeah. And there's validity in that. And there's also validity in sending home big competition. But like at this point in the competition, I think that that's what Shay was doing. And I think it was incredibly smart. And also, also Shay knows she's not dumb. She's very smart. She's like, girl, I get to talk about myself the whole next episode too, because Alexis is still here for the drama. That means I get more screen time. Yeah. Smart. They're so smart, Shay.
I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right.
Why send home not the only reason, but part of the reason that you're getting a lot of screen time?
The drama of it all.
Keep it. I say go all the way to the end with the drama, mama.
Yeah, she wasn't threatened by Alexis. Like, I think Shay knows who her competition is, and that's Juju B and herself. Let's be honest.
the man in the mirror. Absolutely.
So let's take it to the runway. Runway. Rue comes out. She is wearing, like, basically a lemon. She's at a barbecue, and what do you... The thing that you're bringing to your barbecue, Ari, it's a lemon, correct?
Well, that's the only option. That's
the only option. I will say, I've enjoyed Rue's wigs this season. Her wig line, it deserves an Emmy. Oh wait, it got an Emmy.
One. And Delta was fired.
And then fired. Oh shit, you're right. Okay, so I like the new Delta. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, whoever's doing her wigs, incredible. She's looked incredible. Neck up the whole season. I feel like this may be controversial. I feel like
it's not.
I feel like she saved all of her worst dresses for this season. I have not liked a single outfit that Rue has worn.
Well, okay, so you're wrong. Last week, the big ball dress, the big skirt.
I said
that's the best she's ever liked.
I have not liked any of the dresses this season, and I meant it.
Okay, so now that you've gotten that out, girl, we're never gonna be on this show.
Girl.
So
they're gonna roll back the tapes and be like, baby,
girl,
Ariana went on
thing.
YouTube and said some shit about Rue.
you put on your application for the show. You're like, yeah, I've done this like YouTube show that people seem to be positive about, and then they're like, oh yeah, let's click on that. Oh no, thank you.
No.
The guest is Bebe Rexha.
Who?
Can I be honest with you?
No.
I don't have a strong feeling about her, so I don't have anything to say. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, I did think it was weird. Okay, remember a few years ago, Bebe Rexha got caught in that, like, scandal? Not scandal, it wasn't really anything. But Aquaria, Eureka, and somebody else were backstage at a award show or something, and Bebe Rexha was there, and apparently, like, Bebe Rexha was really disrespectful to them, and they like went on. They had like a Twitter argument between Bebe Rexha and like all these like drag queens who were there at this event, and she was just like, I didn't even know who those people were. And they were like, you better know us. We were on season 10 of RuPaul's. I don't know what the exact drama was, but I remember there was drama between Bebe Rexha and these queens. And I was like, what an interesting redemption arc. She said, I'm coming to your show, and you're going to know who I am. And maybe I'll learn somebody's name. I don't know. It was very strange. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I remember this beef. You don't remember this beef?
I don't, but I keep a lot of records on Eureka and who she's beefing with. So I will go back in and just make sure that
check the
Eureka
files
is okay. Well, if that's the case, I wish they'd made a joke out of it. I wish they'd made a joke out of her not understanding what the show was.
I was waiting the whole time for her to be like, who are these people? Where am I?
Bebe, truly, you had a moment, and instead you wore a purse as a top and a hat. Let's get to country cousin realness, because it truly will take us 3 minutes to go through it.
Absolutely.
So we had Cracker, who came out as, what's her name? The lady from, what's her name? Landslide will bring you down.
I'm not familiar with white music. Is that Michelle Branch?
I got what she was going for. Was it like hilarious?
Really? Oh my god.
Did you love it?
I thought it was probably the best Cracker has done in a challenge. Which, I mean, I guess doesn't necessarily mean that it was like hilarious. But I thought the writing was really
bad.
great.
I didn't think it was bad.
I thought it was very funny.
I didn't think it was bad. For me, country cousin doesn't necessarily mean like whatever she brought. Like I was expecting more of like a either Southern kind of thing, or I don't know. It wasn't.
I must say I did not enjoy the outfit. I thought it was very
Stevie Nicks.
I must say that I didn't enjoy the outfit. I thought it was just like a crazy cat lady outfit, like that you would see a caricature of. But I thought that the actual like the scene, the monologue, I thought was hilarious. I like laughed out.
You know what? You're right. It's
know.
just the wig to me. It took me. Man, it took me to Crystal in the girl group in Drag Race UK.
Yes.
And there's just something about that wig.
It's cursed.
It's
cursed.
It's cursed. But yeah, she did have some pretty funny lines. And the whole like, what is she doing here? Yeah.
I thought it was really funny, Darby.
Okay, you're right. You know what? I gotta change that note.
Edit.
Then we had Juju. Juju came out in that giant hat, the undone jean shorts. The best line of the entire thing. My name is Pink, but everyone in my family calls me Amber.
That was the only line that I heard because I laughed so hard at it that I missed the rest of it. That was funny. That was incredible. I don't know what else she said, but I thought that was very funny.
So funny, and that giant hat that she got from a friend of hers who went to Italy.
Girl,
whatever that means.
It was camp. I never know if she's telling a story that's like real or if she's just making it up on the spot. The way that she speaks is so facetious. She was like, yeah, I got it from a friend whose friend went to Italy, and I folded it up like
got it in a big box.
You know, a pizookie, and I just stuck it inside of my bag. I was like,
I think like, she's like, I've been on this show. I have almost won this show twice. I'm going to go on this the third time and almost win it again. And I'm not going to win. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fuck around every time I'm on camera.
I'm going to show out.
And she has delivered, truly.
Every time.
Then we go to Blair. So then we go to Shay. Shay was Shaquita, also known as Lil Kiki. She wore the dress that Tenderoni airbrushed.
I clocked it immediately. I said,
immediately!
That's Tender's work. I know that.
Oh, I just hit my shingle. We were watching it, and I was like, oh my God, Tenderoni. And Curtis goes, where? No, Tenderoni made that. You know Tenderoni made that.
Absolutely. Oh, so good.
So good.
Rip for Andrea.
So good. Shay knows her characters. She knows how to deliver in all of these kind of challenges. She does it with an ease. That's all I'll say.
Yep. This is her world. This is the Shay Republic.
This is her.
I proudly live in the Shay Republic. Mama.
Then we had Alexis. So the Backyard Ball Eleganza was their runway. Cracker comes out in her shuttlecock wear. Thoughts?
You know what? She looked exquisite. I thought she actually looked really great. She knew the silhouette she was going for. I saw a lot of people saying that it was like reminiscent of her hat thing that she made for season 10. They said it was the same silhouette. But also if you're like on a competition show where like they're asking you to create something, you're gonna go with your go-to silhouette. You're gonna go with the thing that you know how to make and you know that will make your body look. And I thought that she really delivered on that. I really do. I thought she looked incredible.
I thought she looked wonderful. I love too that she made the top out of the like kind of, she said like they were like seatbelt kind of material. Like they were for moving seats. Standalone, loved.
Yes.
Put up against someone else, we'll get there.
Yes.
So then we had Juju. She cut out all those watermelons. She made a single dress and she said, I'm done.
I thought it was cute. She looked cute. She did.
Cute.
She did look cute. What's funny?
Her performance got her through the runway.
Exactly.
Can I say that?
Exactly. I agree. Okay. When I was watching it with a group. We were all 6 feet apart, and we were watching the show.
That is wild that you put up those like plastic dividers.
We all had visors on, and we were all.
You must have been so exhausted after that viewing.
No, we were actually all distanced, but we were watching this as a group, and everyone was like, Juju looks amazing. And for some reason, not even joking, my eye went straight to that hip seam, and I said, and so I was silent. I was like, Mama.
You know what it is? I think had she not been in this like stripe pattern that you find at Old Navy, I don't know that we would have immediately gone to that. But that and knowing that she did that and all she really did in addition to that was cut out watermelons off of like a mat. But her performance was so incredible that we were like, go ahead, Juju.
Yeah, you're a fine girl.
You do you. Speaking of your fine girl, let's go to Blair St Claire, giving us fashion with the drop crotch.
She does
What do
always
we
say
think?
that. Yeah, she always says she's giving us fashion.
She's very confident in her abilities.
She has suddenly become Terry Mugler. She said, I am fashion. That's who I am. No, I think that it was really not cute to me. I did not really enjoy it. I thought it was kind of like lazy, kind of put together in like a weird way. There was the drop crotch, the panel that was in the front just like really perturbed me. I was very not into that. I think had she left that weird skirt off and maybe done something cape-like, it could have really made it better. But I
That's cute.
didn't
I like the cape
didn't
idea.
like that train that she added that started at her pee-pee and just kind of cut across.
The idea was cool. The drape, the shoulder was really nice.
Yes.
It just didn't quite get there.
Yeah.
It didn't, this was it. It's how she's been performing all season, is that you're not a bad drag queen girl, like at all.
No.
When you were announced in the cast, we were all like, of course you're in the cast. But are we surprised that you've made it this far? Possibly.
Genuinely, yeah.
Up next, we had Shea Coulee. I don't have a critique.
Truly incredible. The way that she knows how to outfit her body to make something, she knows her body so well that she can make anything like that. And just like, chaps are like not easy. And she was just like, let me whip these up and they're going to fit like a glove. They're going to look
And they're going to
incredible.
be slightly different than the other color of the napkins that I'm using for the cord. Like it just, she also knows her signature look is like the tight waist.
Mm-hmm.
Chaps go with that.
Absolutely.
Like chaps, you make your waist tiny. The thing that I appreciated about the outfit so much was that she didn't just stop at what I would have stopped at, which is just like all of the time and work she put into the body and the chaps.
Girl,
She's
you would have
like,
stopped at looking at the fabric. Like,
Girl, I would have stopped at episode 1. I would have said, Derek, where are you going? Take me with you.
Girl, you wouldn't have been on All Stars, girl. You would have been on the first season, girl. She first out, Miss Pork Chop 2.0.
As soon as Magnolia Crawford gets on All Stars, then I know I've made
Then
it.
you know.
Then I know I have my moment. To add 2 different, of course the sparkly we expect, but then it was like the netting for like the badminton.
Like, why would you have thought of that? Like, her brainworm is so thick and juicy. No pun intended, but like, her brain must be like seeping gold because everything she does is incredible.
I'd be tired.
My brain
I'd
is
be tired.
a thimble, a thread.
We know. Finally, Alexis Mateo walks out in her solo cup dress.
Yes.
Pulls up to reveal that there's a kiddie pool under her dress.
Yes.
Overall, very pleased with what I was looking at.
Yes.
Agree with Carson. The kiddie pool I wish had been touching the ground.
Yeah, the whole
But
time.
when she lifted it up though, girl, like, I was a little impressed that it looked so seamless.
I was gagged at the fact that there was a kiddie pool underneath there, but it was like the whole time before she pulled it up, I was like, hey, this weird hoop skirt that you made to go with your mermaid dress was very strange. I didn't understand why it was hitting like that, but when she lifted it up, I was like, oh, that's cute.
She lifted it up and it looked great.
It looked great.
It was seamless. It looked like it was planned. We saw part of the plan before you revealed.
Exactly.
And that's not fun. We get to the critiques. Basically, Cracker and Juju both say out loud, Shea Coulee helped us put our outfits together. Thank you for complimenting them, but Shea, we owe a big debt of gratitude to Shea.
Right.
I enjoy seeing people pay tribute to the people who really helped them get there, especially, when Cracker was doing so well, to be able to be like, thank you for enjoying this so much, but by the way, Shea did this. And then Shea said something so beautiful. She said, as queer people, we're family. And when one of us looks good, all of us looks good.
I couldn't ask for a better winner.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. My issue with this crowning. Cracker won. Cracker did a good job in this challenge, but Shea did a great job as well.
Yes.
And if you're looking for that little extra oomph, that little drama for the television, but also honestly something fair in this competition, seeing all of the extra work that Shea put into everyone else's, and then still, as Michelle said, still creating a look that is incredible yourself.
Yeah.
That's a winner, Mom.
Yeah, I was shocked that she was not the winner of this challenge. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Reward the people who are making the show happen. Cracker wouldn't have even had an outfit had Shea not helped her thread that sewing machine.
In true Shea form, though, Shea was like, okay. And then just went to the back, and Cracker's talking about all of the people that, like, you know, are in the bottom, and it's clearly just Blair and Alexis.
And she says that.
And
yeah, she's like, it is between Blair and Alexis, so debate. Give it to me. What are your
Shea
reasons?
is sitting in the middle of this couch, and she's like, go ahead, I'm ready to listen. Alexis, do you want to cry? So Alexis and Juju are crying, and Shea's in the middle going, I don't understand.
She said, I'm not going home. No campaign is going to send me home this week, Mama.
No, India's not here anymore. You can't get her to vote for me. We're done. The lip sync assassin for this episode is Roxxxy Andrews. Now let me tell you.
Tell me.
Roxxxy Andrews walks out. Could you not see just the life drain from Cracker?
Oh, absolutely. What else? What other reaction could you have when Roxxxy Andrews walks in your presence? Like, absolutely.
And she looks like that. She was stunning, and she had all of these red feathers, so you know there's a reveal, and you're in like this bra and panties. The lip sync song that Cracker and Roxxxy are going to, I'm sorry. The lip sync song that Roxxxy's going to win while Cracker just kind of wanders around. One last time, Ariana Grande, which, have you heard of her? She's doing stuff now, I think. Right?
Ariana. You know, she is my namesake, so I'm not even going to pretend. I named myself after her. She's incredible.
Wait,
Love
is that true?
Outstanding. Yes.
Did you name yourself after Ariana Grande?
I did. Do you want the full rundown of my name? I'll give it to you,
do.
even though
Yes,
you didn't
I do.
ask. So my full name, Ariana El Gato. So Ariana was taken from Ariana Grande because I adore her. I think she's the only vocalist in pop music that we have left. Like that. I mean, that is.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all.
Vocalist. I think she's incredible. No one else is singing the way that she can sing. I just adore her. So I took Ariana from that. And then El Gato, like, it's L, like the letter L, but it also sounds like El Gato, like the cat, because I am a crazy cat person. Like,
Are you really?
My family has had over 40 cats, just like in our lifetime, you know, as a family.
40?
Over 40. Yes. We love cats.
God.
So, like, I've always felt like I was a cat in a human body because I, like, love attention, but only when I want it. And when I'm done with it, please stop looking at me and touching me. Thank you so much. So it's Ariana the cat, but then when you shorten it, it's Ari Gato, which is thank you in Japanese because I am obsessed with anime and Japanese culture. So I was like, I want to represent and pay homage to that. There are layers to this. I'm Shrek. I'm the onion, you know.
Honestly. Well, I only knew of, like, the Japanese portion. I didn't understand that there were so many layers.
So many. I mean, the L stands for Lucy Stool's daughter. So it really, there's so many things, you know, that are just...
Okay, can we just say out loud, Lucy Stool is changing Chicago drag?
I could not be more proud to, like, know a person. Like, let alone, like, be, like,
kidding?
just know a person. Like, let alone being her, like, semi-drag daughter. I'm like, not only has she helped make this entire movement possible for us here, she's also, like, helped so many other cities develop, you know, what we have and what we're trying to make. She's always been a force to be reckoned with, obviously. Like, she's always been a force and a leader in our community. She's just really leading the charge in so many ways. She's changing the face of drag. And if I want a face of drag, I want it to look like Lucy Stool's.
I want it to look just like Lucy Stool. And it's not just because she's great at makeup, which clearly she is.
She is.
But with the drag council and having her kind of sit at the forefront of it, like, she wants all of us to have the best. And she wants all of us to be our best.
Yeah.
And there's no one else in Chicago who can rally the people in Chicago, the drag community in Chicago, and because everyone respects her and everyone looks up to her, and she treats everyone with respect. Even if you don't deserve it, she will treat you with respect because she wants the best for you. She's
Lucy Stool is the GOAT. She is the greatest of all time.
So Roxxxy Andrews wins.
Yes.
That's exciting.
The thick
Her
and
butt
juicy
looks
came out.
amazing.
Incredible.
Her butt looks amazing. Did she do an amazing job? Did she do this an insane lip sync? No, but
No.
she did a Roxxxy Andrews lip sync, and we
Also-
all watched the whole screen.
Also, she didn't need to do an amazing lip sync.
No, well. So Alexis Mateo goes home, and I know we've already kind of like mentioned it, but I think Blair has served her purpose. I think Alexis would have served her purpose longer being on the show. How do you feel?
The excitement that I felt going into each episode was what was going to come out of Alexis's mouth. She knew from straight out of the gate, I'm going to go in there and make a fuss. I'm going to cause great television to be made. And every episode I was like, what is Alexis going to do? What is she going to say? I mean, can we just not to go back a couple of episodes, but can we talk about Daddy Yankee? He's my man. He's my puppy. When he sings reggaeton, I get really happy. She said, he's my puppy. When I sing reggaeton, I get really happy. Those two words don't rhyme, and guess what? I didn't care.
It worked.
I didn't care at all.
It worked.
Because it was Alexis Mateo. She is incredible, and she just has shown that, like, she was ready to come back to this competition and take it by storm. And not only just the competition aspect, but also the television, the drama. She was giving it to us, and I am so devastated to see her go when other people haven't been giving TV moments, which, like, I guess it's not about that, but it is, right?
It is.
There's an
it's all part of it
aspect
because
to
they're
that.
all going to have careers outside of this television show, especially All Stars. They're not walking in to better their careers. They're walking in to make good TV, honestly. And they know, like, Shay is doing that, and Shay did that by keeping Alexis an extra week. Is Blair serving that purpose? No. Is Blair fierce? Is Blair an amazing drag queen? Yes.
Beautiful
Is
gowns.
she an amazing television star? Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I don't love seeing people cry because I haven't cried ever. So I don't understand that. But I enjoyed getting to know the girls even more and getting to know our top two in an even more
Intimate way.
intimate way. Intimate, exactly. What did you think? Overall, good episode, right?
I thought it was a great episode. I think the return to seeing what drag queens are good at with, making garments, like, that is something that actually, especially like in the earlier days for them, like something that we actually have to do. It's something that showcases a lot of their skill level and what they bring as a drag artist. Because like as a drag artist, you're not often going to be designing a hotel or doing an improv challenge. It's just not, you're not going to be on Second City stage as a drag queen most of the time. So it's like,
I mean, I feel like SheMZ, that was like the most authentic drag experience I've ever seen. But yes, I get what you're saying. Of course,
can I tell you, not to lie, okay, this is the first time this has ever happened. When that episode was on, it was the same thing as going to see a bad improv show. Like, I had that gut embarrassment that I had to get up and leave. I couldn't finish it because I am so embarrassed for what is happening on the screen. I mean, namely in Mayhem and India
and Mayhem. It was like watching someone get busted for shoplifting like in real time. I was I hate this. I want you to lick like at home. I can't. Terrible.
So it was great to see them do something that like drag queens do and see how good they are on it and base them on how they are as drag queens. Like,
correct. Well, that's the big thing too, and I've said it all season long, which is not great for the season, but the first episode is the perfect episode for All Stars because it lets them do the things that the world loves them for and will continue to love them for. Okay, so end of episode. So what we do every week, what we have been doing is we have been, our tips at IMHO the show, we've been giving to various organizations in Chicago who are doing things to help the Black community or the Black Lives Matter movement. This past week, we just wrapped up the Greater Chicago Food Depository. I used to date someone who worked for them. He was their accountant, and he always had the best poppers. True story. I do want to take a moment and thank everyone who has given to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Usually at this point, what we do is we sing a little song. Is there a song that you can sing, Ari? Do you have anything?
Yeah, this is kind of an ode to Borders. This is
okay.
Well, would play in the background.
Let's do it.
Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. Yeah, go ahead, let your hair down.
No, you know what? That's good. That was enough donations.
There were no.
Thank you so much, Ari. No. We'll get you on the other side. We want to continue with Chicago-based organizations. So this week we are going to be giving all of our tips to IMHO the show to Asada's daughters. Curtis, actually, my fiance.
Curtis?
Hi, thank you so much. No.
Curtis, my fiance? Curtis?
So Curtis, while dealing with this, actually has volunteered for them as well. And they, in actuality, when Curtis was helping there, they were not making public the time and place that they were meeting because they were getting such hate from groups in Chicago who didn't want them to help people, specifically Black people. So the texts for him to help had to be secret. So despite the fact that they're getting all of this hate, they're continuing to do the work, continuing to help people who need it. So we have decided that this week we want to be a part of that. We want to help them. So any dollar that you give to IMHO the show as a Venmo tip will go directly to them so they continue to help serve this community. We love the fact that you have been so welcoming and so open to us having these new guests on IMHO. You see how incredible Chicago drag is, and we're so happy that you're allowing us to share that with you. So in that spirit, as you're giving to IMHO, we also want you to give to our guests. Thank you so much for taking care of Chloe last week. But this week, let's take care of Ari, because Ari is, I don't have to tell you, you just saw it, but she is a star. She's the future of Chicago drag. When I die next week of knees, it will be Ari who takes on my relationship and my stardom. Ari, how can we tip you?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. First of all, I love IMHO. I'm a big fan, especially mostly I just watch the segments with Alexis, and then I just kind of cut it off. You know, I fast forward.
Yeah,
watch Alexis, and then I log out. But and I love the family IMHO, and I love what you guys do here. So thank you for allowing me to be on your platform.
Oh my God,
you can find me on my platforms on Instagram and Twitter at _Ari_Gato. That's THE_ARI_GATO. You can find me on Cash App and Venmo at the Ari Gato, no underscores. And then you can find me on PayPal or Zelle at thearigato@gmail.com. And you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, etc. under Ari Gato. Just search it. I have a lot of singles and features.
What are your newest singles though? Your newest features?
So my newest features, I did a collaboration with a good friend of mine, Tammy Bravos. It's called Charming, where I do this really awesome rap feature. And then I also work with my producer, Travis Austin. He released a single with his new group Neon Blue, and it's called Kill Shot. I do a really fun verse on there as well. So yeah, look me up. I'm working on an EP right now. So I'm you'll get new content on the Apple Music and the iTunes pretty soon. So I'm excited about that. I hope you guys stream.
Ari Gato, yes, she's only been doing drag for 2.5 years, but she is so talented and so sweet and fun and exactly what you saw on this show. She is that times 10 in person. So go online, look her up, truly stan her, because I promise you, you are seeing just the beginning of what's going to be a fabulous career. And let me tell you, I am ready to ride those coattails. Okay, I'm going to do it.
I'm ready. They're here for you. I remember, can I tell this short story? When the first time that I was in drag, it was that you saw me in drag, was 2.5 years ago. And I was at Sidetrack doing what was once a competition, Pop Rocks, on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
And I showed up. It was my second time doing drag, literally ever. And I was in a bra and panty. And I had these little rose petals from Michael's, glued onto my titas, and I walked up to you, and you literally recoiled, and then said, "Oh
No, I
my
didn't.
God, you did." But it was funny because you were like, "Oh, hi," and I was like, "Hi, it's me, legal name," and you were like, Oh my God, you look so beautiful. And I mean, I don't know if we can put up the picture. I was not looking beautiful that night.
I'm
and it
sure
felt
you were.
So, I wasn't. But it felt so nice to like be welcomed so warmly. And you know, we've known each other for years, but it was the first time that I kind of entered your world. And it was like seeing me from a whole new light. I was so nervous. And like, you were just like, girl, yes, you're gonna kill it, blah, blah, blah. And then I like
and you
slipped
have.
and fell. But now we've glowed up, and you know, we're taking our career to different places, and it wouldn't have happened without that warm welcome and that support straight from the get-go when I was an ugly girl.
You are such a force in Chicago, and IMHO is just, I texted the girls and I was like, I want to ask Ari. Should I ask Ari? And they're like, yes, get Ari Gato on the show. When we are able to be around each other again in 3.5 years, I promise you, I will do shots and then probably die in front of you.
I love drag. I love this. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me this week. Make sure that you are tipping Ari and following her on all the social medias. You will not regret it. Well, you will, but you'll enjoy it for a minute. Thank you so much, Ari, for being here. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Record this. My kitchen. These are my things. This, a bowl. This, a dishwasher. That, a dead plant.
Dead plant?
Welcome to my kitchen. That laugh, it's either an animal or it's Alexis. Alexis, do you have anything you want to say to the people?
Yeah, you know, Webster's defines people as needing people.
Well, they're the luckiest people in the world.
In the world. You know, we're children.
Needing other children.
And then buying them on Wayfair.
So Alexis, I gave her a couple old gross wigs, and I said, I can't do anything with these, they should die. If you can revive them, try it. So this is what she did.
And what else did I do?
Oh, and my nipple. I also asked her to pick out my outfit, so she and Curtis did. I will have you know, she's had her mask on when we were close to one another. When we're far away, like we are now, she took her mask off. I didn't recommend it, just because of, you know, the things her body makes, but she took it off.
A mask is just a bra for your face.
No, a mask is a bra for your anti-freedom.
Okay.